So let me turn my camera on, get the right camera. I want to use my Opal. Okay, there we go. Got my Opal up. My first person is Mr. Jonathan. All right, let me turn my camera around. Hold on, guys. There we go. Jonathan, what's going on, sir? Happy to have you here.
What's going
Just a
on, D-Rad?
reminder. All right, all right. Just a reminder, the camera's got to be on for script practice. I'll give you a second to get all set up. Not sure how many people are going to have on. People are doing the back to school. I just got back from North Carolina, dropping my daughter back off to Elon for her second year. Almost halfway, almost at that halfway point. Waiting for the race to come down. Thank you, Anita, for that. Sean, how you been, man? Look like you got a nice little tan. You been out golfing or something? What you been up to, man?
No, I have a side business. I rent out boats in Central Florida. And so that's a side business I've had for 5 years. So I was out on a boat all weekend. Yeah.
I love that, man. Every once in a while on my calls, like on the mindset call, I have people share like, what's your side hustle? Like, what do you do outside of real estate? Because so many of us do things and we don't really talk about it. Like I do some content creation. I'm a landscape and nature photographer. These are all my images from Kenya. Like I sell
Yep.
those and I don't really talk about it as much. And people
Yeah.
are always like, oh, that's what you do. So I think it's pretty cool to find out how much talent, how many people are doing different things. And that's awesome,
Yeah.
man. I love renting
Yeah.
boats. Every time we go on vacation, them catamaran or something, man. I like being out on the water.
Yeah. It's great. It keeps me really busy, but I also get a lot of leads out of it. I got a 2.8 million lead out of it last week, 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Wow.
Yeah, and it's good. I get to practice with people. I'll ask them what the market is because they coming from Jersey and New York, and the first thing they say is the interest rates are too high, which I love that.
Right.
I'm like, what are you comparing it to?
Exactly. Because I will
So,
tell you, back in the day, they were 18%. So compared to those people, it's really low. When I bought my first house, it was 8%. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Especially with
well,
the
that over the last 56 years, the average interest rate is 7.2. Over the past 23 years, we're at 6.6%. So that's where I defunct all that myth with everyone. The interest rates are too high. They're
I
not.
love that. You got to know your numbers, man. You got to know
That's
the
right.
facts. So I love that. And one of the objections, and we'll talk about this, that Nina put in, we're waiting for the rates to come down. So I don't know where everybody is today. I don't wait for people. We're going to go ahead and get started. I just wanted to ask, were there any wins this week that you had in your business? And I just want to share something. One of my push students who is always like, "Ah, I don't want to call for sell by owners." I'm like, listen, you need to call. And she picked up the phone, called one. She has an appointment for Sunday. So like the opportunity is there, and I think people, the belief is everybody's calling these FISBOs. So if I call, they're not going to want to speak with me. There's not going to be an opportunity. And because you think like that, other people think like that, and then no one calls. So when you do actually call, there's room for the opportunity. Any wins on your end, Sean?
Uh, Personally, and yeah, got some offers again on another listing that I have, so I'm about ready to go under contract there. And other than that, my daughter's up at FSU for her first week in college, so just moving
All right.
along, man, moving along.
Hey, man, that's a great start, man. It's good to let them like spread those wings and fly. So
And
congratulations
it's
on that, Sean.
yeah, it's my son's birthday today too, so
A happy birthday to them. How old is
yeah,
he?
he's turning 20.
20. Nice, man. Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Jonathan, you got any wins for me? You guys on IG, any wins for me?
Oh, I got your book on my desk. That's a win.
Hey, I just got my mailers in from Amazon, so a bunch of people ordered the book. I'm gonna be shipping those off tomorrow, and
I'm proud of you, D-Rad. I see how hard you work, man. Kudos to you, man. Just keep grinding, keep your head down. You already know the mindset, bro. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing it, man.
thank
And sometimes you just need that pat on the back. So if I can be that guy for you today, man, just keep grinding.
you are that guy, man. Because I will tell you, sometimes you wake up and the energy's not there, and I have learned no matter how I feel, just keep going because
Yeah.
just the power of one more day of just putting in the work. And it helps that I know my purpose, like to
Yeah.
get in to help agents flourish. And it's like if I don't show up, not only am I not showing up for me, I'm not showing up for them. And I'm also showing my daughters like that you can just pump the brakes. And that's not acceptable. Like when you have a why that's so big, like Sean, his daughter's in college. I have a daughter in college and one going next year. That's a huge why when those
That's a
tuition come.
huge one.
Right.
I appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you so much.
No, it's all good. Just whenever I see a guy like you, I just see somebody that's like unbreakable. I saw a clip on social media the other day. It was Nick Saban, and he was talking before to his players, and he said one thing that he wants to do is he wants to instill mindset of toughness. But he's like, what do you mean by toughness?
Mm,
And he went on to talk about, about the windows in a house in Florida. And he's like, these windows are tough because like the storm's gonna come, but these windows are not gonna break. So the main thing that he's talking to about his players is he wants to know how breakable, like when the play doesn't go right, are you going to be able to forget about that play and move on to the next play? So the main thing with him is mindset. So a lot of the same things that you teach and all. So I just wanted to
Yep,
share that with you.
Oh, thanks, man.
that's good.
I so appreciate that. That's a good message. And if you come across that video again and can get it to me, I'd love to check it out. Maybe that's something I'll share because, dude, what we do, people are on here for script practice. And I'm about to call some people out right now because we got 12 people on Instagram. I'm gonna say you guys are hiding and not coming in here playing. Although I know some of you, maybe you can't be on, you're driving, you got things going on. If that's you, I'm not talking to you. But there are a lot of people hiding, and we gotta understand, like, we gotta learn how to show up and toughen that skin and toughen our skin and learn what to say and how to say it. And there are days we get up in this business and we get a lot of no's, we get shut down, and we cannot break, we cannot fold. We gotta keep going, we gotta keep closing.
Pushing. Yep.
Push. That's why I call my program Push.
Every time I hear the word, I think of you. Every time I got to push through, and I'm like, it's David.
That's it. Let's push. Let's go. All right, so let's get into it. Any objections you guys came across this week that you want to get into that we can cover that will give you some value? If not, I have some things here, but I thought I'd give you guys a floor.
I've been hearing. I'm looking for a realtor that knows my neighborhood, specifically in my neighborhood.
Okay. Okay.
Have you ever sold in my neighborhood before? I'm getting that, and then appraisal's not coming in lower,
Yeah.
and they have to readjust. So I'm seeing a lot here in Florida. I'm getting a lot of cancellations more than expireds. That's a different conversation with cancels. So we don't talk about cancels on this call, but that's a different conversation.
So talk to me about the cancel. So what I hear you saying is you have somebody on the market, maybe they got under contract, the appraiser came out, appraised the property and said, based on the market, home's not worth this, it's only worth this. And the seller's saying, well, at that price, I'm not going to sell. That's what I hear you saying.
That's exactly right. Yep. And so I just was like, all right, well, let me regroup and let me think how I can help you, because at that time I didn't know how I could help him. If the appraisal comes in at that, I said, well, is there a certain number that you have to be at? And he said, yes. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for me to sell. So,
Okay.
which I understand, that's a condition, I think, more or less than an objection.
It might be a condition. So here's
It
my
might be, yeah.
question. And I'm asking this to help you, but also to help the people on the call who may not be doing this. If you had to rate yourself on how well you pre-qualify this person, did you pre-qualify them very well?
No. I was surprised the guy even answered and gave me that much information. I just said, hey, explain to me what happened. And he's like, oh man, we got to the closing table, appraisal came in and it was lower than what we thought. And so I couldn't accept that and I canceled. So
Okay. So this isn't one of your listings. This was a
no,
cancel and you called. Okay.
me just calling. Yep. Calling.
Okay. So here's what I want to talk about, and this is what I love about Wednesday. We don't have to go back and forth. We can have conversations around the scripts that can really help people. We can't motivate anyone, and this was something I really had to learn. We can't motivate them. However, we can do something called motive aid them, and this is what I teach and push. And so I would initially go right into question mode, and Sean, I'll kind of role play this out with you. I would say, Sean, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. That had to be really disappointing. Let me ask you, if you had gotten your number, where were you planning on moving to? And you can just give me any scenario. We can just kind of role play that out.
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland. Oh man, I'm actually from Cleveland. I grew up there. Most of my
me too.
Yeah, Warrensville Heights for me. That's awesome. That's awesome. Great. And what's taking you back to Cleveland?
Family.
Family. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
family.
And what's important to you at this time in your life about being in Cleveland and being close to family?
Life's getting short, man. I'm missing all these opportunities, graduations, birthdays, and all my family's up north, and family's important to me. Very important. Number one.
Yeah, yeah. What would that do for you if you were there and you weren't missing the celebrations and holidays? You were sitting around the table with your family and you were just always present. What do you think that would do for your life?
You ever been depressed?
I hate to say it. Yes, I have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. I'd feel pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I yeah.
Now let's flip it. We get you an offer that you find acceptable. We get you moved out to Cleveland, and come Thanksgiving, you're there. You're not flying in just for a weekend. You're actually there with family. You're there for all the birthday parties, all the milestones, and the relationships are just getting stronger because you're present. Man, how's that gonna make you feel?
Top of the world. I mean, that's my whole motivation for moving. That is
I
why I'm moving.
completely understand. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I hear you there. And so the price on the home is the only thing keeping you from moving forward, right? If you got your price, you would go for it.
Yeah, yeah. I was just a little taken back when the appraisal came in lower than what we had it listed for. So the agent, I don't know if the agent did me wrong or gave me wrong numbers, but it didn't work out. So I think maybe next time we get the appraisal before we go under contract. I don't, maybe.
It's not necessary when you hire the right agent. The right agent uses the same tools an appraiser uses, and so they
Yeah,
would have been able to let you know upfront and not waste your time.
yeah.
Unfortunately, Sean, and I apologize on the behalf of real estate agents, you got an agent that did something we call buying the listing. Can I explain what that means?
Yeah, you sure can.
Man, what they do is they come in and they know the right number and they tell you what you want to hear versus what you really need to hear to make a good decision. And they do that just to get the business, right? And then when it turns out that you can't get your number, now your plans have all changed and you're disappointed because you can't be in Ohio. How much less was the appraisal versus what you listed it for?
I think it was around a little under 50,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
That's what
Is there
yeah, it caught me off when he said that much too.
Well, it catches me off right now. It's not even my house, so I completely get it. Listen, if you knew though that there was a strategy, and I'm not saying I can get you the original list price. I haven't seen your home. I haven't looked at anything yet. However,
Yeah,
there are some pricing strategies that you can put into effect to really create a lot of momentum around your home and get offers in that might make more sense for you. If you knew that was a possibility where you could get this property sold and maybe not get what you want. However, Sean, man, if you're like me, you ever had a situation where you had to make a decision to get what you really wanted?
every
Tough
day,
decision every day.
yeah,
And so
every day.
the way you talk about your family, man, if we could sit down and come up with a marketing plan and a pricing plan that would get you a number that you would find acceptable, and at the end of the day, you're in Cleveland with family, I'm sure you would at least be open-minded to having that conversation and hearing what that number might look like, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, of course. I mean, because my main goal is to get to Ohio, and I need to get to Ohio, so I need help.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. And Sean, I'm going to be direct with you right now. I don't take every listing. A lot of times I turn people down because if I can't help you get the number that makes sense for you financially, it's a waste of time for you and it's a waste of time for me. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I'm just gonna stop by for about 15 minutes. And in 15 minutes, man, if I can't show you a strategy that makes sense where you can actually get to Ohio and be there by Thanksgiving to be with your family, then we'll just shake hands and part ways. So, I have some availability tonight. I know it's last minute at 7, or I could do tomorrow evening around 6 p.m. What's the best time for us to come and just have a conversation?
how about tomorrow? Because I'm having dinner with my son tonight, so
Nice, man.
for his
20 years.
birthday.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, listen, let's go ahead and do that tomorrow at 6. Is there anything in your calendar that would keep us from getting together tomorrow at 6?
Not unless I get into a car accident. No.
Oh, listen, let's not speak that into the world. Let's not speak that into the world. All right, so I got you down for 6 p.m. I'm looking forward to coming by and meeting with you. And here's what I want you to know. No pressure on my end. I'm going to give you the
Yeah,
information, allow you to make the best decision possible for you. And whatever you decide, I'm going to be okay with. Fair enough?
fair enough. Absolutely. My biggest thing with that conversation is I would love to know how we could get the price to where it needs to be, that because the appraisal came in so low, how do we get that price up? I do the auction effect.
Yeah, so Sean, man, it's really, I'm talking to you like you're the seller and
Yeah,
you're asking how you're going to give me that number.
yeah.
Sean, so it's really interesting. There's a pricing strategy. I know you mentioned to me that you're into boats, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, there are people who collect boats, right?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a popular boat that, like, if you saw that boat, you're like, man, that's one I'd like to own.
Grady White.
Grady White.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had a Grady White and you just put it in your front yard and you did a yard sale and told people come by and let's buy this boat. I got this Grady White. If people come to your yard sale to buy it, because they're buying directly from you, do you think they're expecting to pay market value or they're expecting to get a deal?
Get a deal.
Now, if there was a major boat auction though in Florida, and right, you brought that in to the auction, what's it typically sell for? Like, what's the average price?
Well, I guess that depends. It could be anywhere between 100,000 and half a million.
Okay. Oof. Okay. Well, let's just say it's
Depends
one.
on the size, right? I mean, anything over 40 foot is considered a yacht. So,
Okay. Well,
and
let's
you're,
say one for half a million. You got
yeah, there
that.
you go.
Put it into
Yep.
the auction, right? And
Mhm.
we price it starting at 200,000, right? All collectors like you at 200,000, they're like, that's a no-brainer. I'm bidding, right?
Yep.
And what tends to happen at an auction, Sean?
Keeps going up.
Keeps going up, right? And then, man, you get couple collectors who really want that boat, and it's at 300, and it's at 400, and it's at 450, and it's going and going. Have you seen it where boats sell for over market value because the auction gets really excited and gets really heated?
Yeah, especially if it's a unique item or boat or whatever is going through. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. One of a kind.
Yeah,
Yep.
I hear that. That's kind of the difference between how I market property and the average agent. I price it where we get everybody to come in and say, man, at that price, that's a good deal. And they get excited and they start submitting offers. And then we come back and we say, give me your highest and best. And Sean, that's the way we're able to get you top dollar because you can never underprice a property. It's always going to hit market value at the very least. And when you
Yeah,
get two or three people who really want it, they're going to make their best offer. And a lot of times that's over market value. Does that make sense?
absolutely. Sure
Yeah,
does.
I'll cover that in more detail when I come by and meet
Yeah.
with you. I just wanted to paint a picture of like how I
Yeah.
do people more money, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good. So thank you.
So what do you
Perfect.
think about that exchange, man? Y'all tell me,
Me?
anybody on this call, how that sound to you guys? Did it sound, did you know how I was purposely using a lot of tie downs? I don't know if you guys caught that, but I used probably 7 or 8. What's up, Taylor? Good to see you, my man. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? What's going on, D-Rad?
I'm chilling, man. Damn. Taylor, man, when you get some reception, come back, man. I wanted to hear what you had to say.
So just want to say, like, congratulations. Like, I think that's like legit. Like, absolutely, you deserve everything. Like, that's awesome. So
Thank you.
just wanted to throw that in there really quick. As far as the role play, what did I think? I think that he gave you what a lot of like Sean, no offense to you by any means, but I think Sean gave you what like actual sellers give you. Somebody said like, well, there was one part, like take the auction effect, for example. Like at an auction, yeah, you're gonna have people raise the paddle and raise the paddle, raise the paddle. But for example, in real estate, you're not gonna go to somebody and say, okay, I'm at 450, I'm at this. It's gonna be like one, submit your highest and best, and that may even come under market value. If you're at 200, market value's 500, 500,000. The other thing that I thought was like he kind of gave it to you was when you had talked about, oh gosh, what was it?
While you think about that, can I address what you said about the paddles? Because I hear you on that. And so when I come
Yeah.
and meet Sean in person, one thing I'm gonna talk about is how I strategically do my open houses. Like I don't have open houses for 3 or 4 hours. They're gonna be a 2 hour open house and we're gonna market heavily. And when it's priced correctly and you got 20 groups coming through and they see all the activity and the people excited about the home and talking about writing offers, we start building that momentum right out the gate. They come in making their initial offer higher than they normally would because they want to beat out the competition. And then once we have all those offers in, Taylor, I'm gonna come back and say, we have multiple offers. Submit your highest and best. And it gives us an opportunity to make them stretch if they want the home. And when people are excited and it's something they really want, guess what? they stretch. My average list price to sales price ratio, I don't know if you know what that
Okay.
means. If you don't, I'll explain it. I get my sellers 5% more than most agents. I do that because of the pricing and marketing strategy.
Okay. All right. And then the other one was for as far as like the pricing. Like there was something about the pricing. I can't remember what it is, what it was. I'll try to remember it, but
Raise your hand if you remember it. Raise your hand. And then if you feel like anybody in here, y'all feel like, hey, this was too easy, come back, go harder. Like we should make the role play that we do the hardest calls that we have all day. So when you finish role playing, you're like, man, I'm ready to get on the phone compared to what I just went through. That any seller I talk to, it's gonna be easy, right? I do think sometimes we do make it a little too easy. And yet sometimes the calls, like I've had conversations like with Sean. And it's all about the approach and the way I talk to him, and I got him excited about his why. Once I let his walls down, he's not going to be defensive and pushing back. It's all about the conversation. Like I was getting excited for what's that going to look like? Like I'm from Cleveland too. Like we're building this rapport. And I'm telling you, Taylor, the way I make my calls and talk to people and the way I inflect my voice and I use tie downs and I get them to start agreeing with me, they become more agreeable and more open.
I believe that 100%. For me, who hasn't quite figured that out, it's a little bit more difficult. And I get like the quick sellers like, no, I just want my number. No, I just want my number. Like, yeah, I want to sell this, but not if I can't get my number. You know, it's a lot like faster, and they give a lot of pushback, a lot more pushback.
Well, listen, that whole thing, I just want my number. How do we overcome that, guys? You talking?
Walk away.
Well,
Walk away.
Maybe.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, I'm not going to take an over price listing.
I agree. How do we
do
get them to see things differently if they're saying, I just want my number? I know you're telling me it's worth 500. I want 550. If I can't get my number, how do you handle that?
I'm going to show them past comps. What's sold recently in the past 30, 60 days?
I don't care. My house is better. I have a better home. I want my number. What do we say?
You got to take them back to their why.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's important about that? Yeah.
So
what's important about that number?
Or what's important about that number? What else can we do? Because taking them back to their why is huge, but they still may say, I still need my number. I want my number.
Put it on the market.
Well, I mean, I would ask them, look, let's say a buyer comes into your house, looks at your house, loves your house, and your number is 550, and he goes around the corner or down the street, and he sees a similar house on the market as nice as yours, but they're only offering 500,000. Which house is that person going to buy?
Maybe the one for 500.
That makes more sense, and he can take that extra 50 and he can make his house look the way he wants it to look. I think you should reconsider your pricing.
What you're saying is correct. Would it be more powerful if you said, like, I'm going to be the agent now and you're the seller? So Elwood, when you sell this house, you're buying a new property, right?
Yeah, buying a new property.
Take your seller hat off just for a second, and let's put your buyer hat on. Let's say you go out, you're looking for that new property. Your agent shows you 2 homes in the same neighborhood, and one's at 500 and one's at 550. So you go see them both. And after seeing them both, you realize it's pretty much the same house. So you ask the agent, like, why is this person charging 550? So your agent calls the listing agent. Well, why are you guys priced at 550? Is there something we don't know about the home? And the listing agent says, nope, that's just his number. He wants that number. Oh, well, let me ask you, and be honest with me. Are you going to give him 50 grand more just because he wants it?
No, not at all.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go buy the other house.
For
Same
500.
house, just as nice. Save that extra 50 and I can put that money into that house.
And that's exactly what the buyers who are looking in your neighborhood will do. And so, Elwood, my question for you is, do you want to sell your home or do you want to help the competition sell? Because if we list at 550, they're going to come see your home and they're going to go see the competition. And when they see they're similar, they're going to do exactly what you did and go buy the house at 5.
Yeah, I got to really consider that. Yeah, I got to really consider that one because I don't want all these other houses to sell and then the price of my house goes down. So I got to really consider that.
Well, then you also have to look at what do they sell for and what happens, because what if the market changes and now you really can't even get 5 anymore and we're chasing the market? How are you going to feel about that if once you finally realize, yeah, I got to price this right, I can only get you 495?
That would not be good.
Which is why we should do the right thing and price it based on what the market's telling us, shouldn't we?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, let's have a discussion about that.
So something
Let's go ahead
along
and have
those
a
lines, like you
discussion.
see the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
conversation, and this is why, like, I know there are people who like just get in, book the appointment, just go, just go, just go. We got to take some time, man, and really talk to these people. And as long as they're answering our questions and talking to us and giving us objections, guess what? They're interested in what we have to say. They want to be convinced.
I
We
agree
got to
with
be
that.
able to overcome their objections. And when we do, we get the opportunity.
Agree with that.
All right. Thank you,
Definitely
Elwood.
agree with that.
What's up, Brittany? This is Brittany right here. I love that. What's up, Brittany? How you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
In regards to sellers looking to like overlist their property, I've been having a lot of those conversations lately. It really depends on the seller is coachable and if they listen. But I basically have been explaining that a lot of them be like, well, let's just list it high and then test the market and see where it goes. And I've already have a few listings that they tried that and it didn't work out. And I was trying to think of a way to explain it to them that wouldn't really look bad on me, because like for example, I have one listing. She had it for sale by owner. I knew her. I reached out. She was ready to list with me. She was over, I think it was at that time, this was around a year ago. She was over list by like 40,000. And at that time, I didn't go through the push program, so I wasn't learning really how to talk to sellers into pricing correctly. So I let her list it, right? And now we're almost a year on the market. We have dropped the price. We started at like I think it was like 450. Actually no, it was like 480, and now we're at 380, and it's still not selling. Yeah. She didn't listen to me the first time. I do open houses. I've been doing a lot of marketing. Like I've been doing everything I can to get this house sold. But that's just a perfect example of what happens when you overlist the property, because at that time when she was listed, she wanted it at like 480. I don't remember the exact numbers. It was like a year ago. So we were listed around like 450, and I think at that time I told her it could go for like 420, something like that. And now the market's not there. There was a neighbor that sold a house. Hers is 1,400 square feet. That one is 2,100 square feet, and he needed to sell, and he sold it for like 350.
Well, see, Brittany, that's exactly what I just said to Elwood. So I'm teaching you guys the script, and you're telling us in real time how it happens.
Yeah.
She wanted 480 when you told her I could get you 420 because she didn't listen to you. Now she can't even get 380.
Yeah. And
Right?
that's like now I think it's probably like 340 at this time, almost 100,000. Yeah. And it's just because the market changed, and obviously her house been sitting longer, so people are going to try to negotiate it. What's wrong? But how do you mention that to a seller without making you look bad? Because you're going to be like, well, I haven't been able to sell this house, like.
I think you just shoot them straight and you're direct with them. Like if you remember our initial conversation, and can I just give you a little tip too? When I used to take listings in the beginning, when people wouldn't listen to me on price, I always wrote down my recommended price and had them initial it, because later on I needed to remind them, like, remember I showed you and told you this is where we should be. I don't take overpriced listings anymore. I used to though. I used to. So I would just have that come to Jesus meeting and say, listen, we got to make a decision right now. Do you still want to sell this home or not? Yes, I still want to sell it. Well, if you remember when I first told you where it needed to be priced, you didn't want to price it there. And now we've been chasing the market down, right? So my job is to prospect and find you a buyer. However, also to price watch and know what's happening with the market. And right now the market is continuing to dip. We're at 380. We need to be even lower. And if we don't cut the bleeding, you're going to be at 300, right?
Yeah.
So do you still want to sell? If so, this is where we got to get ahead of the market. Like even if the market's showing like 350, we need to be at 340. We got to get ahead of the market, create some excitement and some momentum so we can get this property sold. Now, let me back up a little bit, Brittany. The best way to handle it, though, is in the beginning. And this is why we need to know our lore. What's the National Association of Realtors say about how long it takes on average for a home to go under contract in your area? Do you know? Like,
in my area, I don't look at like the National Association. I'm more so looking at the comps. And in my area, it's around 120 days, if I'm being honest.
jeez,
If you're
man,
not, yeah.
that market is tough right there.
Yeah, and tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're
if
60 days, 60 some days in Orlando.
I wouldn't use those numbers in my conversation, though. I would
No.
use the national number, and I would say the National Association of Realtors tells us 2 to 3 weeks. If a home has not gotten an offer, the market is telling you it's overpriced. So if you want to start higher, how long do you think you would want to keep it on the market with no offers before you realize we need to bring the price down? And I'm hoping because I prepped them and said 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to hopefully say 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
If they're willing to do something reasonable, the only time, Sean, and hopefully you agree with this, the only time I would take an overpriced listing is if they were willing to sign the price reduction paperwork. And like in 3 weeks, if we don't have this number, it automatically drops down to my recommended number. I don't want
Yeah, I
that.
build it. Yeah, I build in my price reductions into the contract.
Good.
So my 2.1 million that I have, yeah, I said, listen, that's not my price. That my fingerprint is not on that 2.1. So don't ask me in 30 days why it hasn't sold.
Yes.
I had an appraisal done. So, and I had to explain to them, appraisal is just what a bank's willing to lend somebody. It doesn't mean that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, but they are coachable and I do have a lot of room to negotiate. So, but that's the only reason why I took that one.
Yeah.
And I
Lately,
have other, yeah, sorry.
sorry, I'm gonna cut you
Go ahead,
off.
Brittany. Go ahead, Brittany.
Lately, I just honestly, I don't want an overpriced listing. I have a few that are just sitting. I got money sitting out there. Sellers, the market's different here. You have to price it correctly right away. So honestly, like I have a seller that they're looking to list it. And I told them the honest price. I said, you're probably not going to like this number, but this is what the market's showing. They're like, okay, well, can we try a little bit higher? And I said, no, I don't recommend it. We're just going to sit and you're going to lose money and you're going to sell it less than what you want. I've seen other people do the same thing. And honestly, I highly don't recommend it because it's not the type of market to do it. And honestly, I've been like turning down people because I just know how the market's doing. Like you can do as much marketing, you can do as much that you can to get it sold. But if they're over listing it right now, there's way too much properties for sale. In Cape Coral, we have over 3,000 homes. Yeah, we have over 3,000 homes and
Crazy.
1,500, almost 1,500 are new construction, buying down the rate 3, 4, 5%, and paying your closing costs. Some of them are giving you 6% 6% commission. So
$10,000 bonus.
Brittany, move to New Jersey. Move to Jersey. Here's my question for you, Brittany, and Taylor, I'm coming to you. I promise. I don't know if you said this to the seller, but what I heard you doing was doing a lot of telling. You put it on at this price and it's going to sit there. You're going to end up getting a lot less money. If you're telling a seller that, when you tell them something, they think, well, that's your opinion. Let me attempt to sell it higher versus we got to get in the question mode and say, Mr. Seller, let me ask you, if your house is sitting on the market week after week, month after month, how do you think buyers are interpreting that? What do you think they're thinking about your home? Well, something's maybe wrong with it. They go through this whole scenario, right? And if they thought something was wrong with it and it wasn't selling and it was just sitting there, do you think you would get a full price offer? Do you think you would get any offers? That's why we need to price it correctly. Like, because once they say it, it's fact. If you're telling them they think it's your opinion, when you can ask them questions and they're like, well, if it's just sitting there, then yeah, they may think something's wrong and blah, blah, blah. Exactly, you're right, which is why the market is telling us where we need to be priced and we need to price it here. The other thing, and Taylor, I swear I'm coming to you, I promise. I just did a video on this today. Brittany, you know this, so role play it out with me. Brittany, this $100 bill, right? I'm gonna sell it to you for $50. Would you buy that all day?
yeah,
How about for 80?
yeah.
I mean, hell, Even at $95, would you buy it and make a $5 profit?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, Brittany, I'd like to sell this to you for 120. Would you buy it?
No, I'll give you 50
Why not 120?
because it's not worth it.
But that's exactly what you're trying to have me do with your house. Sell it at a price it's not worth, right? Buyers are going to have the same reaction, which is why we need to price it based on what the market's telling us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you got to have $100 bill. You get the concept though. Like, you got to have these conversations and get them to self-realize, like, no, it's not worth that. Why would anybody buy it at that price if it's not worth it? Well, that's what you're telling me to do with your home. It's not worth that extra money you want. It's only worth what the market is currently trading for. We got to have those conversations. Are they uncomfortable? Yes. Your income is in direct proportion with your ability to have difficult conversations. You got to be willing to have them.
David, you got to go into these appointments being so honest, brutally honest, that you probably think you're going to get fired or not hired because we're so honest. I have to be honest with these people.
Say it
Brutally
up front.
honest.
Say it up front. Actually, you need to be asking, how do I win with you? How do I lose with you? And then you need to say to them, when I come out and meet with you, do I have your permission to be direct with you? Get the permission. And then when you're ready to be direct, hey, if I could be direct with you, let's talk about that price you want.
Yep.
If that's the price you want, get out your checkbook because you're the only one buying it at that price. No one else will. Like, we got to be direct.
And another thing I heard on the call that I thought was good is put it on your friendship. I feel like with a lot of these people, you already have some type of existing relationship, and just be like, do you believe that I care about you? Do you believe that I want the best for you? That whole aspect of it before we just start jumping straight into the price. Because ultimately, whether I sell your home, I still want to be your friend moving forward. So therefore, I'm just here just to tell you the truth, if that necessarily makes sense.
Yeah, if you know them. If you don't, it's still, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear because it's my reputation. And if I tell you a number and I don't get that number, guess what? You're going to tell everybody that I wasted your time and I said I could get a number and I couldn't deliver. I'd rather turn you down than let you down. What's up, Taylor? Go ahead.
So what happens if you just have a unique property? I have two of them right now. Over the average list price, one of them is a 2-bedroom home on the canyon with incredible views, and the other one's a 5-bedroom home with a pool and owned solar. Like, this just like takes the average buyer in my market area and funnels them down to like a couple people. Like, what happens when you just have a unique property and it doesn't, like, we started at 850, 825, now we're at 750. It's probably worth 850, like an appraised value at 850, or well, excuse me, 820, but nobody's willing to even buy it at that.
When I have unique properties, and I've only had this happen 2 or 3 times, Taylor, I have an appraiser come in. Your property is very unique. Yeah, we got to make sure we price it based on what's happening with the market right now. So my suggestion, the way I'm going to consult you, is that we bring in an appraiser, and based on what they tell us the home is worth, that's where we price the property. And at closing, I'll reimburse you for that appraisal. Like, I'm committed to getting your home sold. However, you need to go through the steps and make sure that we are pricing this, because the comps, we don't have a lot of comps to pull from, and we need to make sure that we're pricing this property at a price that will sell and will hold up when we get in front of a bank. So I'm going to recommend you have an appraiser come out. And then when it's a unique property, it's pricing it aggressively. So those 2 or 3 buyers that are right for it see it and they're like, man, I got to go see that house because it's priced right. It looks good. And then they make an offer that they feel is acceptable, and the home is only worth what a buyer's willing to pay for it. It's up to the seller to accept it or not. It's up to you to negotiate it up, but it's only worth what a buyer's willing to pay for it. You just got to get the people to come see it.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. If it doesn't, let me know. All right. So I want to do something really quickly because we only got 20 minutes left. Let me pull the full screen back up here. I'm going to give you guys a scenario, and I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Actually, I'm going to give you 90 seconds. You have to convince me in 90 seconds. All right. What's up, Manny? I like that apron you got on, man. You're a piece of work, dude. I'm gonna have to get me one of those when I'm out on the green egg doing my thing. Okay, let me set up 90 seconds on the calendar, on the countdown here. All right, so Manny, you're up first. In 90 seconds, you have to convince me why I should hire you as an agent instead of selling the house myself as a for sale by owner. You got 90 seconds.
David, I'm at the table with you, right? My computer's open.
Sure.
David, you know what? That's a good question. Let me show you 34 reasons on my Google reviews why you should hire me.
I
Turn
actually
around.
did look at your Google reviews before you came over, and they're good. That's why you're here.
Okay. David, there's no one here that wants to sell this house more than I do for you. Because if I do a great job for you, you're going to refer me to your friends, colleagues, and associates. And if I make you happy, I make myself happy and all your friends happy. And the more money I make you, the more money I make myself. I think about long money, not short money. And I care about what happens to you and your family. That's why you should hire me.
Yeah, but man, I can make more money. I can save money if I do it myself. I mean, if I have to pay your commission and pay a buyer's commission, I would make more money if I just sold it myself.
David, did you know that for sale by owners normally leave between 15 and 18% on the table?
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean on the table.
So normally for sale, there's the Miami Realtors Association says that for sale by owners leave normally 15 to 18% of money on the table that they, if they would have hired a professional, they could have got more money for their home. And did you even know that the owner of Zillow uses a real estate agent to buy and sell his property?
Okay. Okay. All right. Your time's up. The owner of ForSaleByOwner.com used the agent, if I remember. Wasn't it ForSaleByOwner.com?
I think it was Zillow. You could chat GPT that.
Okay. All right. I can't remember, man. I got so many stats in my head, I can't quite remember. And yet,
Listen, man, we practice with Barbie every day, so we know our shit over here in Miami.
I know you do, man. Let me ask you this. After you thought about what you said to me, is there something else you could have said?
No, I felt good about it because it's true. I feel good about how I really do care about people. What I really realized lately about going to listing appointments, people don't really care about how much you know. They really care about that you care, and then they care about how much you know. As long as you show that you care, that gets you through the door.
There was one thing I don't think you did throughout that whole spiel. What's the one thing that you didn't do? Anybody know? I don't think you did. Maybe you did.
You know what I didn't do? I
What?
didn't close. I didn't close you.
No, not that. That's not what I'm looking at.
I don't know.
Did he ask me any questions?
You told me to sell myself. So why would you know what? Okay, I see what you're going with this. I should ask you, what are you looking for in a real estate agent?
You could ask me that. You could ask me, that's a great question. You can ask me, well, it depends on what's more important to you, man. Is it selling the house on your own and being able to say I sold my house, or is it selling it and putting the most money in your pocket?
Good one too.
And if it's put more money in your pocket, then the reason you want to hire me is because you will make more money. Can I explain? Can I show you and demonstrate how?
Okay. Point taken.
At 34 reviews, and the results I got those 34 people is they put more money in their pocket. That's why those reviews are so glowing. That's why you want to hire me. You could talk about all that. I say ask a couple questions though. Taylor, what's up? Good job though, man.
So Manny, this is like nothing against you, but like it's just like the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Anyways, he says, "How do you sell this pen?" And again, Manny, this is nothing about you. An average salesman will say, "Oh, this pen is blue. This is amazing. It's gonna, blah 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 blah." Tell you all the benefits of it. But like somebody who's like truly a salesman, again, Manny, nothing about you. Is like somebody who's gonna say, "Do you even want a pen? What kind of pen do you want? Are you in the market for a blue pen, a heavy pen? Like, what do you want?" So, question.
Yeah, question. And Mandy, just so you know, Kelly's over here doing the Google research. She said the owner for SellByOwner.com used a realtor. His name is Kobe Sambroto.
Okay.
But it's possible the Zillow guy did too. Like, come on, like anybody who's smart and knows what they need to know, they know hiring an agent's the right thing to do. Which is why it drives me crazy when I call a FSBO and there's a realtor and they're selling their own property. I'm like, what are we doing right now? You know better. You know better than this. All right, next person up. Here we go. Lenny, you ready? Lenny said, nope, I'm not ready. What you watching? I knew you weren't ready. That's why I called on you.
Like,
Lenny,
what's
I'm good,
up?
man. You got 90 seconds to convince me on why I should choose you versus my cousin or my friend. Let's say my friend who's a real estate agent. Why should I use you?
I specialize in helping homeowners sell with confidence and clarity, and I combine smart pricing strategies along with strong marketing and expert negotiation to get your home sold quickly for top dollar.
Man, I love
From prepping your property to closing the deal, I handle all the details so you can focus on your next move. My mission is simple: just to help make your sales smooth, profitable, and stress free.
I love that, man. And it's kind of sounds similar to what my friend said. Like they have all the similar things. So if that's what you offer and they offer something similar, why should I hire you over hiring someone I know?
Because I'm here right now. There's nothing stopping you from us walking through this house right now, taking a look at it, and signing this paperwork. If you really want to sell your home,
I absolutely have to sell my home. I'm asking why should I choose you over them?
so you had an option, right? You let
Mhm.
me at home. We're having this conversation right now.
Mhm.
I got the paperwork with me. You know, time is of the essence.
Mhm.
If you're serious about selling your home, I don't see why you wouldn't let me. Let's fill out the paperwork right now.
Okay.
Is there anyone else that needs to be involved in making that decision?
It's just me on the
Let's
deal.
go. Let's sign it. Let's go have a drink. We can discuss it after we sign it.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause you because Taylor threw it right there in the chat. The one question that I think you should be asking. You see it?
No, I'm not looking at the chat.
Okay,
Hold on.
so basically what he's saying is if I had a friend and a relative, I
Why
would
you
cut
ain't signed with them?
yeah, why are we talking? If they're the option, why am I even here? Why are we even talking? How come you have not signed with them?
Hmm.
That's a powerful question, right?
Right.
Just out of curiosity, Lenny, if you have a friend that's in real estate, why are we talking? Why haven't you listed with them?
That is a good question.
And let it sit. And here's the thing, you got to say that, dude, and you got to sit there in that uncomfortable silence while they try to make up a reason why they haven't listed. And typically the reason is their friend or their relatives and they know who they are and they really don't want to list with them, but they feel obligated,
Got it.
right? So
Right.
it's going into question mode. Lenny, listen, man, I come across this all the time. I understand how you feel. You have a friend who's in real estate. I've had other clients that have felt the same way. And what they found was they just hired that person because of the relationship. And then when things weren't going well and the house wasn't selling and they saw they were losing money, they didn't feel comfortable firing them because of the friendship. And so ultimately the listing expired. They ended up relisting with someone else. But by that time, they lost a lot of equity in the home. And so my question for you is, are you choosing them because of the relationship or are you choosing them because they're the best agent for the job? If they say for the relationship, I'm going to say, I get it. You want to help your people out. If you knew where there was a way, Lenny, to hire the top agent and still help your friend out financially, would you be open to that conversation? Well, what do you mean? Well, I'd be happy to pay them a referral fee. I get it, right? You want to look out for your people. I completely understand that. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you get the results that you're looking for because at the end of the day, it's business, right?
Right.
What if we went into question mode like that?
I probably would have the listing.
So what I will tell you, man, we always, and I'm guilty of this sometimes too. I have to pause myself. And that's why I'm a slow talker because when I grew up, my dad used to always say, think before you talk. Because I used to say some crazy stuff, right? So now I think like before I say something, I'm like, how can I reframe that into a question? I got to get into question mode. And I slow down a little bit and I start
Okay.
asking some questions. And you'll know pretty quick on how they answer those questions or how they hesitate answering those questions if they really have confidence in that person. If they're like, this is my boy, he's good, he sells tons of property, I'll never list with anybody else, it's a condition. But if
Right.
they're him and a haw and they're like, oh, well, then it's an objection and it's up for you to, create some pain points there so that they're open to at least hearing you out, if that makes sense.
Got it.
All right, cool. I like that, man. I like it. All right, here we go. Nina, what's up, Nina? You got 60 seconds.
Hi,
You got
David.
to convince me. Hey. Why should I relist my home with you after my home expired with my last agent? I'm kind of done. Like, I'm tired of sweeping the floors and making the bed. Why should I relist my house with you?
Why you should relist your house with me, David? Let me ask you, what happened with the last agent that you had? Any feedback why your house didn't get any offers or get sold?
They said it was just the market. Things are moving a little slow around here.
Okay, the last agent said it was the market. Well,
Mhm.
David, the good news is houses are still selling in this market. So what other reason could it possibly be that your house didn't sell? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. You're the professional. You tell me.
Well, David, that's exactly why we need to meet. I can meet with you. I can look at your house. I have a plan that I can show you, and I can tell you exactly what you
I'm
need to
not
do.
meeting with anybody. You got about 47 seconds. Tell me why I should, relist with you.
Why you should relist with me? Because I can tell you exactly the strategic plan why we need to get this property sold and why it didn't sell the first time. So I can tell you, I can meet you in 20 minutes, and if you don't like what I hear, then it's what you hear, then it's fine. But I can show you exactly because you don't seem to know exactly why your house didn't sell. And it may not be because of the market. It may be because of something else. So let's just meet and we can find out.
Okay. Now let
How
me
about
ask you this.
2 o'clock today or 4? Which
Okay,
would you
I like the close. Let's do five.
5
Let's do
o'clock?
five.
Okay,
Now let me
great.
ask you, if you could firm that up a little bit, what would you say if you could firm that up a little bit? And I know you're on the
Why
spot,
you
right? I
put me on
get
the
it.
spot? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
Um, you said what question? What part of it do I need to firm up?
Well, so when I was saying you got 47 seconds, why should I list with you?
Because we need to find out why your property didn't sell, and I can be the person to get you more money and get this property sold successfully.
What could you say if you wanted to show, like, listen, I know my stuff. I'm the type of agent that you want. And what would you say to knock my socks off where I'm like, I need to talk to Nina.
Well, since I've only sold one house, I can't say a lot right now. So, okay.
That's fair. I respect that. All right.
Okay.
I have an answer, but I want to have
Part-time
somebody hop
job,
in.
I don't
All
have
good.
Google reviews. I don't have 37 Google reviews. I don't have all of that. So, I'm just gonna sell you with what I can do. I can dedicate my time with you. I don't have any other listings right now, and I know we can work together to get this property sold.
I like that better. I have
Okay.
something I want to share with you. I want to hear what Manny has to say first in case he's going to say it. And then I'm going to give you some feedback. Manny, what you got for Nina?
Oh, wait. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you and see you now. We got
Okay.
you.
All right. So I don't know if I'm the right agent for you. And I don't know and I don't always take every listen.
Oh, okay.
But I do know one thing. We should sit down together so we could go over everything. And at the end of the day, if you don't like what I have to say, we could always have a little cafecito and we could part as friends.
I like that. You could say that.
Okay.
I'm not sure your house actually even qualifies to work with me. That's why I'm calling. And the one thing I'll tell you, Nina, is that I'm going to shoot you straight and not waste your time. I don't take every listing because if I cannot help you get this property sold, it's an absolute waste of time for you and an absolute waste of time for me. And so what I'm going to do, Nina, is just come by, lay out my marketing pricing strategy, show you exactly what I do. And I know that you're going to see a difference in your previous agent. And if you don't, guess what, Nina? Kick me out because you shouldn't hire anyone that can't give you a proven strategy and plan to get your property sold. And right now, all my listings are sold. You're going to be my only client. So don't say I've only sold one and I'm not busy. All my listings are sold. So right now you get all my time and attention, and I'm going to make sure that we market this property strategically and we get it sold under contract if I believe that I can help you. So why don't we just have a meeting? And
Okay.
Nina, here's a script I use with every single person, and it really works. I'm not here to force you into relisting with me. I'm going to come out and meet with you, lay everything out so that you can make the best decision on how to move forward. And Nina, whatever you decide, I'm okay with. Tonight at 5 or tomorrow at 6. What works best?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I could have cleaned it up. I think I kind of hit a little bit, but I just didn't have it flow correctly.
And that's all this is. Like when you practice it enough and you hear things like Mandy said and what I said, then you start kind of cleaning it up, because a lot of times it's not even about what you say, it's the confidence that you say it with. Right? So even if I only sold one house, I'm like, all my listings are sold. So right now I'm open to take on more listings. The issue with me is that I don't take every listing. Like your previous agent, I don't take every listing. If I come out and meet with you and can't help you accomplish your goal, I'm going to tell you that. You want someone who's going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, right?
Correct. I like that response.
Yeah, so just being direct and saying it with confidence.
Okay.
All right. All right, cool. So we are at
one thing I just wanted to
go ahead,
throw
Jonathan.
in. I saw on a call the other day that you can have the ability now to log into ChatGPT and talk to the AI and role play with the AI.
Had
So
that for
that
a year.
okay. All right, cool. I just
Do it.
yeah.
ChatGPT has got a little black circle on the bottom right hand corner. You click that, and here's the thing you really want to do. Books like this, right? You tell it, hey, I want to do some role playing, and I want you to help me, give me feedback and reference books like exactly what to say for real estate agents, right? I want to role play for sale by an expired listing that is thinking about relisting with their previous agent. And I want you to give me 3 objections before you allow me to book the appointment. And after you allow me to book the appointment, I want you to tell me what I did well, and I want you to tell me what I can work on and what I can improve. And then start talking to it and say, go, you're the expired, I'm the agent, go. And you guys will go back and forth and you will be able to role play this out. It is amazing, man. I've been doing that for about a year. And it's a great way to role play. And then it's like, now tell me how I should have overcome that objection using a book like this. Would you be open-minded to having a conversation with me before you make your final decision? Because it's pulling directly from the prompts in this book. Dude, it's amazing. So I used to hear this excuse all the time, and I'll say this and wrap up. I haven't practiced my scripts because my role play partner keeps flaking out on me, or they're not making calls. So when we're role playing, it just doesn't feel realistic, and they're not tough enough, and they don't give me enough. Now you got chat, right? You go in there and practice and build that muscle, and you come here and you really hone those skills. We sweat and practice so we don't bleed in war. That's what it's all about. And Jonathan, if you have any issues like figuring out how to do that, just reach out to me, and I'll like screen share or show you, man. It's easy, and you'll love it. You'll love it. And the thing is, when you're driving in my car, I'll hit that button and be talking to chat and going back and forth when I'm driving somewhere. By the time I get to my destination, I got a whole game plan and everything all figured out. And I've told it, put that into a PDF so I can print it out when I get home. Like it's a game changer. I promise you.
Hey, David, real quick. Do you listen to master classes at all?
I have in the past. It's been a long time.
You need to listen to Rich Paul. You know who Rich Paul is?
I sure do.
Yeah, you do. He dabbles into that a little bit of real estate. It's in the art of negotiating.
Okay.
It's probably one of the best master classes I've listened to. Very inspirational. He talks a lot about. Yeah, he's from Cleveland too. So
okay. Absolutely. So he's legit. He's legit. Let me ask you guys this, and I got 1 minute left. I changed up the format a little bit. We did a lot more talking today to get into it. Be honest and be direct with me, because this is your call. I do this to show up for you guys. Thumbs up if you're getting value from it. Thumbs down if you don't like the format. I'm okay either way. I just need to know, is the format helping you or not? Brittany, nothing? Nothing, Brittany? So, what can make it tighter, Brittany? Tell me, what can make it tighter?
I did have to leave for a couple minutes, so I don't know how long you guys were doing like the quick rapid role play. I do think we have a little bit more of that. That would be good. Maybe shorten the beginning and just have more of the rapid like role play, because I learned a lot that way. And when I go into my role plays, I see what you tell us. So they're always like, oh, that's good. I'm like, yeah, from the push. But yeah, I definitely think if we do like quicker on our feet and everything, and learn how to more so ask questions to get them to say the answer that we want. I definitely want role play if you can incorporate that into role play as well.
I'll do that on Friday. And Brittany, if I can just pay you a compliment, I find that as a coach so hard to get feedback because everybody wants to say that was great. You need to speak up and be like, that was okay. And I would like to see a little more of this so that I can come back and give it to you. So I applaud you for speaking up. Like in life in general, if you just sit back and you're like, that was cool, and then it's always going to be cool. You create what you want by speaking up and letting people know, like, yo, I need a little bit more of this. And guess what? On Friday, I'm gonna give you a little bit more of that. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank
All
you.
right. I'll be good. Taylor, it's good to see you, man. We need to connect. Call me sometime this week when you're free. Y'all be good. Bye.
Bye.